I'm Kurt Shimmers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned into Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Don and I have got a fantastic show. Brad Williams, he's back with us again here today. We're going to be talking about that Dow yesterday. Whoa, what a sizable tumble that happened. And we're going to be talking with him about that. Plus, consumer confidence is phenomenal. We'll see what's going on in that area with Brad. Plus, Don and I, we've got that cannabis stock list, okay? It's awesome. Stocks are on the move, a little volatility there. You're going to want to hear about that. Plus, payment processors are back. I tell you what, some of these stocks out there are getting creamed. We're going to be talking about that and a whole lot more. Guests, stocks, news. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation, if you promise not to tune out, we promise not to talk about you while you're gone. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Live.
It's on the whole time.
Bringing traders coverage of the markets, solid trading strategies, potential hot stock movers, world-class guests, informative callers, and unsurpassed market chatter for traders to take all the way to the bank.
You guys got some great stuff coming out. I mean, the great station.
Stay on top.
This is always changing. It's always fresh. Something new.
Stay tuned in. Traders Nation.
There's always something to look forward to.
Clearly, you can hear the difference. Traders Nation. It's the Traders Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes, and you're watching Traders Nation.
Steve Forbes, you can catch that interview over at tradersnation.com, plus our YouTube channel, okay? Traders Nation, check it out today. Hey, Don, I want to let everyone know about Pro Online Trader DVD. Get a copy today, certainly at tradersnation.com. Click on that More button at the top, and you can get your copy. Learn about candlesticks, charts, patterns, signals, resistance, support. Good gosh, all that good stuff. And you would think for a minute that it's going to cost you a couple $100. No way, no. All right, $29.95 plus shipping and handling. We'll take care of you. TradersNation.com. Click on that More button at the top there. Don. Hey, Don, let's talk about our cannabis stuff here today. Okay? Certainly on the move. Doing nicely. Very volatile, though. Right, Don?
Look, there's a ton of dough pouring into these stocks, and some of the stocks that we have been following and have introduced to our viewers and listeners out there they're kind of holding their own. One of the stocks, well, first of all, we could take a look at the NJ. That is the ETF that follows the baskets of these stocks, and it's actually in this two-day downturn we're experiencing now, holding up reasonably well at the moment. Yeah. And then we have a few others. You and I are pretty sure we're talking about Aurora Cannabis. Yeah. Now, this is a stock that's a lower price stock trading in here at around $9. Yeah. They're getting ready to go on the New York Stock Exchange, so you can see the growth that's going on. And there is also a ton of money being raised in these cannabis stocks. Tilray, TLRY is the symbol on that, is closing out a $450 million raise. Wow. They're doing a convert. The stock's down $4 today, but that's to be expected. There's going to be some dilution in the stock. But overall, these cannabis stocks are holding up. Yeah, let's talk about MJ here today. Like you mentioned at the top here, Don, it's an ETF Managers Trust. Currently trading at $37.86 here today. 210,000 shares exchanging hands here today. Hanging out, trading sideways here at this level. So you bring your charts up on this. Doing some sideways lateral action here at these levels. It did fall below its 21-day moving average, but still well above its 50-day moving average. It is biased slightly to the downside, but still holding up here today. MJ, that's an ETF that Managers Trust. That we've been talking about. And our guests, too, by the way, Don, have been talking about NJ also here.
Aurora Cannabis. Let's talk about that one since you brought it up. ACBF, fifth letter indicates a foreign stock. Probably think it's Canada, right, Don? For Aurora. Yeah, certainly. Canada's big, huge on pot, cannabis, hemp, all that good stuff. And certainly currently trading at $9.76, like you said, Don, north of $9. 2.7 million shares exchanging hands here today. Stock is, the other ones were slightly down. Well, the same. This one's actually slightly up since we spoke about it last. 40 cents, not a big up, but still nonetheless in the right direction, right, Don? It hit that resistance at $10. Yeah, Don.
These stocks, if you kind of watch them and take a look at the charts, one of the things that I try to watch is the institutional selling.
Yeah.
And it does not seem to me at the moment that the institutions are unloading these cannabis stocks. If anything, they may be acquiring on the downturn.
Sure.
Because MJ was off not that much over these past few days.
Sure.
We've got a market here that opened up. We were down about $330 today.
Yeah.
And I think, let's see, right now the market's trading down about $130,
okay.
The Dow. So the institutions are not dumping these cannabis stocks.
Sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Don. So here on Aurora, and I think it's going to be over time too, Don, where you're going to see that accumulation process. Like you hit it right on the head. We're going to see this accumulation process coming in, not only just on the institutional side, but I think also on traders and long-term investor side too. We're going to see that because this anywhere but growth is going to be in this area, especially if the U.S. federal government decides they're not going to harass this industry. That'll be the catalyst for a tremendous amount of growth in this space. Aurora Cannabis hit that resistance at $10, like we mentioned on the previous edition of Traders Nation. It hit that, couldn't get through it, came up, kissed it, bounced off of it, couldn't get through. Okay, CGC, Don, Canopy Growth Corp, currently trading at $47.27, 2.4 million shares exchanging hands here today. That's our next cannabis stock on our list here today. CGC, Charlie Golf Charlie. Hanging out, trading sideways right here at these levels. Fell below its 21-day moving average and found support right there at $40.30. Okay, but nonetheless trading slightly above its 50-day moving average. So what we're seeing, like you said, Don, maybe a little bit of profit taking going on there. Listen, it's going to happen. Okay, when you start seeing some weakness around that 21-day moving average, people may take some of those shares off the table. Hopefully, what we're going to look for in CGC is we're going to see some support, at least at that 50-day moving average, which is trading above that right now. It's biased sideways right now, all right? It's slightly to the downside, all right? CGC, Don?
Well, CGC is another stock that traded over the counter and now it's trading on New York.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference. I can't remember exactly where that stock started out.
Yeah.
But it's trading at in here, as you mentioned, at $47.50 today.
Yeah.
So just jumping back to Aurora Cannabis for a second.
Okay.
It's going to go from over the counter to the New York, and that would be a incentive for the institutions to begin to take a closer look at that stock. So you can see the difference with the stock trading on New York.
Yeah.
I don't know how many shares are outstanding. I haven't looked at these two, but Canopy Growth is a stock. This is one of the originals, and now here we have a $50 stock on our hands.
Sure. You know, that small cap market, the OTC and OTCBB, what a great jumping board to bounce off of, right? Going public on some of these cannabis stocks, and certainly there are a lot on that particular exchange. And if they can perform well in the market and meet that criteria to move up to the New York Stock Exchange, et cetera, then they're going to make that move. And like Don said, with Aurora, certainly is going to be looking to make that move. All right, Cron, Don. Let's round off our cannabis today with Cron, CRON, Charlie, Robert, Oscar, Nancy. This is the Cronus Group, currently trading at $9.15. 2.5 million shares exchanging hands on this bad boy. Continues to struggle at these particular levels. It dropped below its 21-day moving average and 50-day moving average. All right. Again, struggling to stay at these levels, but you know what? That's today. All right. We have to find some support on this particular stock, see if it can do a reversal to the upside. Maybe when the market conditions are a little bit more favorable. Don?
Well, Cronus, this was a $12 stock. Now it's trading here at around 9.25.
Yeah.
This is another one that we want to keep an eye on. This was a stock that was trading last November, at around $2.50 a share.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's had some significant growth. But the
Sure.
growth for a lot of these stocks is probably far from being over.
Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. And again, I don't want to just keep reiterating this, but you know what? I have to. I have no choice. You know, if this market blows up to the upside, okay, gets freed up, and the federal government gets out of the way, a lot of these really could do very well. If they're poised in the market today, they'll do real well tomorrow if that happens. And we need that catalyst. They need that catalyst for that to happen, Don. Okay?
That is correct.
All right. Payment processor. Let's move on to that. We got a couple minutes left here. MasterCard. Payment processors, Don, have been taking a beating, okay? And certainly MasterCard, Visa, PAGs are on our list here today. MasterCard currently trading at $196.75. Bring your charts up on this. Down bigly from last week. Don, it dropped from down to 220 down to 196 here today. Looking to find some support right here at this 196 level, Don.
Well, not unusual for MasterCharge. This can be a volatile stock, and look, when the markets go down,
yeah,
a lot of times, a lot of people hit the sell button and they worry
Sure.
about it later.
Yeah.
MasterCharge is down, but this is one of the leaders in the business.
Yeah, it sure is. All right. MA is the ticker symbol for that. MasterCard, keep it on your radar. And we're going to do some more follow-ups on the other side. Brad Williams is coming up next. We're going to be talking about the Dow and its sizable tumble yesterday, plus consumer confidence. You're not going to want to miss that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation salutes America. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay in the green with us. Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit every weekday morning.
Traders Nation, live, bold, and packed for profit. Sign up today for our weekly HTML newsletter and check out the Traders Nation store for products to enhance your stock trading day. Traders Nation, what you want, when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hey, Jeff Carlisi here from 38 Special, and we're rocking it up right here with Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders. My pleasure to have back with us once again Brad Williams. He's president of Brad Williams Financial. Brad, welcome back to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Great. I appreciate you having me back.
Sure. Always a pleasure, Brad. Hey, listen, yesterday, Dow. Whoa, Nelly. What a big day on that. Saw a tumble of 830 points yesterday. Were rising rates a culprit on that, or the thought of that? What's your take on it?
Well, I think rising rates were a good part of it, and then, of course, the unsettled dispute between us and China. Mm-hmm. And, I think a lot of people are getting jittery. They remember 2000 and 2008, and they may be, some of them taking profits off the table, kind of playing that game. But rising rates didn't help at all.
Right. So let's talk about this. So the economy's running pretty hot, okay? And fast enough to kick up inflation pressures is what we're seeing, and the need for Fed policymakers to rise those rates. And what are your thoughts on that, Brad?
Well, we've been in an artificially low-rate environment since the crash in 08, really 09. It really kicked up with the easing, quantitative easing. Yeah. And I agree with you. We've got to get our rates back to normalcy. The problem is the Fed's got to unwind a massively large balance sheet that they accumulated over the last 9 years, and that's going to be it's one of those balancing acts. You got to get things back to normal, but you got to be careful doing it. And there's going to be these ups and downs that come as a result of that.
What do you think as far as mitigating the pain when it comes to that? Because traders are certainly jittery, like you said. They're like cats claw on the ceiling, Brad. Are they going to be able to mitigate the pain? Because the Feds do have to at least raise those rates at a certain period of time. Historically, we're at those lows forever, Brad.
Right. Yeah, and one thing we got to be careful of course, Japan has been in the doldrums for a long time because they did the stuff we did. Mm-hmm. You think you would learn from history, right? But I guess we're condemned to repeat it.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about confidence. I want to move on to that because certainly consumer confidence. What a boom. Prosperity's in the air. Businesses, feel like they're not going to be blindsided by regulation, taxation, at least at this point. repatriation of trillions of dollars back into the U.S. economy. Businesses are looking to grow. They're looking to expand. They can finally come up with a budget and come up with a plan to grow their business out without really the federal government getting in the way. Your thoughts, Brad?
Yeah, I think you're right on target. It's having a clear view of what's over the horizon that's important.
Sure.
And in the last year we haven't had that because we didn't know what kind of regulations or taxes were coming next.
Yeah.
And now that they've got a fairly stable environment, they can make long-term plans. It's often said that America thinks in quarters and Japan thinks in decades and China thinks in centuries.
Sure.
And there's something to be said about that. Now that when a CEO can plot out the next 4, 5, 6 years of what he's going to do, he can make those kind of growth decisions they're making now that they couldn't before.
All right, and that transcends down into the employee base. So employees start feeling good. So if they feel confident what their job is holding up, 2, their pay is actually doing well or better, 3, the bonuses are rolling in like promised. So then you got employees out there that are looking and say, hey, it's getting better. I think I'm going to spend a little dough. Is that where the consumer confidence is coming in?
I believe that is exactly where it's coming in. I look at my daughter. She graduated 4 years ago from Auburn and got a degree in mathematics, and she is now working and getting promoted. She's got a great promotion. Her and her husband are optimistic, just bought a new car. They have a house. They're very stable financially.
Sure.
But they're able to say, hey, this is what we look at the short and medium term, so we can go make these decisions and buy things and do the right things and put money in the 401k like you should.
Sure. Is there such a thing as too much confidence? Because, listen, we don't want to – consumer confidence is great, but consumer debt is also an issue, Brad.
Yeah, confidence, like you said, you got to be careful. When people like back in the mortgage crisis where they saw houses values were going to continue to go up, so they leveraged themselves into the hilt, got as much loan as they could because, hey, the house prices are always going to keep rising. That's where that overconfidence comes in, and that's where your crash gets. Having confidence because you can think good things happening at your company and in your country, that's a different thing entirely.
Do you think as Americans we've learned, as consumers, we've learned from the last crash? Do you think we're going to be a little bit more prudent with our dollars? Confidence is great. Spending is okay, is great. It's what drives the economy. But do you think we've learned that maybe we really don't want to put on too much debt, that maybe this time around we should be saving a little bit more, Brad?
Yes, I do, and I go back to my daughter. That's what her and some of her compatriots are doing, is they're starting to look more about, hey, how can I invest money? How can I put money away? They see what happened while they were in college to their parents and all that, and they don't want that to happen to them, and that's our new generation, and that's, they're the future. And so, as we get close to retirement, we need to be more conservative. Well, it's doing the right thing with your money and making sure that, if you're taking on debt, it's reasonable and you're not just saying, hey, I can afford it, let me pay it. Yeah,
do you think consumer confidence certainly is going to be strong? Do you see that spending continuing to go as we close out this year and into 2019?
I do. I just feel that's coming, and I look around. At least in my town, there's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of home buying going on, and so when I talk to my realtor clients and realtor associates, they say, "Hey, the market's good here."
Sure.
So can't vouch for everywhere else, but I look at the national trends, and it reflects what I'm seeing here.
I got to tell you, Brad, here in Phoenix, and that's where I'm at. Here in Phoenix, I'm loving the fact when I'm driving around, because I drive in all the different cities, I'm seeing projects going up. I'm seeing commercial buildings going up. I'm seeing residential housing going up, apartments going up. And certainly that's a good trend that I like to see that you just touched on, Brad.
Yes, it is, because that's the future.
Yeah.
And if an investor is going to put money in a project, it means they have an optimistic field. So the problem we've had the last 9 years is that people were reluctant to do that because they just did not have a good feeling for the future.
So let's talk about investing for the future with some of these consumers. What are the best ways that they can approach investing? Certainly they're going to spend, but how are they going to save?
Well, I mean, you've got to build a plan based on your age, based on what your goals are, being in the market, using some fixed income.
Yeah.
It just depends on your age. I deal with those closer to retirement, so I tend to be a little more conservative than other advisors. But younger people need to be looking at the fact that it's all about risk and time. And so if they've got a lot of time, don't time the market, just be in the market.
Right.
And when you're older, then you need to start de-risking your portfolio and start looking at income generation versus growth.
So age really here depends on your risk tolerance, right? I mean, you can, as you're younger, you can afford a little bit more risk, if you will, and then start tapering that back as you get older, get into a little bit more flight to quality.
Yes, that and income generation, because in retirement you're replacing the income that you're not generating anymore. So you can't be looking at growth to fund your retirement in total. You got to be looking at things that are going to provide you income.
Right. Okay, we're almost out of time here today. Brad, do you have any tools? Is there a website that folks can see for you, Brad, over Brad Williams Financial Services? What do you have going?
Yeah, I've got a simple way to do that. If you got a financial question, you just ask Brad Williams. So go to askbradwilliams.com.
Askbradwilliams.com. Parting thoughts here today for you, Brad?
Well, I just hope we continue through the end of the year and that things keep going.
Yeah, I agree with you. It feels good. It feels good. We were such in stagnation for a long period of time. This economy right now feels good. All right, AskBradWilliams.com. AskBradWilliams.com. Head on over today. Hey, Brad, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me again.
You bet.
Have a great day.
You do the same. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned in at Traders Nation. Once again, many thanks to Brad Williams for insightful information. Don, hey, I want to get back to payment processors, Don. Taking a beating, but that's, listen, you got to look at payment processors for the long haul, right, Don? What's going on?
Well, in the payment business, these, I've been saying this since we got started on these payers.
Yeah.
Look, they're not going away.
No.
So, obviously, MasterCard and Visa lead the pack, and then we've got PayPal.
Yeah.
It's up a couple of bucks today. Square has taken a beating in the past 2 days. Now, the stock's back down here in the $70 range. The CFO is leaving the company, going with another startup. Yeah. But I don't see any reason why Square is getting beat up like this, except for the profit taking, because the stock has had quite a run-up.
Yeah.
And this is one that's just not going away.
Yeah.
The other one that we've identified here is this PAGS, P-A-G-S. This is the Brazilian payment processor that's up a buck today, up to around 27 bucks. And over the past few weeks, I've seen a lot of money pouring into a lot of these startup companies that are in this exact business. So we may see some acquisitions in the not too distant future in this sector.
All right, PAGS, by the way, best looking chart today. Don, do you own anything we talked about here today?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. You can find Don at all the social media places out there on the web, World Wide Web. Be sure to check it out. Thanks for tuning in today. Make us part of your day.